Chapter 3: Manufactured Minds. Why we stay stuck in childhood thinking. The hidden power of infantilization. In the modern world, we are often led to believe that progress and education are constantly pushing us toward greater autonomy and wisdom. But what if, instead of maturing, we are subtly trained to remain infantilized, dependent, unquestioning, and easily manipulated? We may grow older physically, but when it comes to critical thinking, self-reflection, and emotional resilience, many of us remain stuck in childhood thinking patterns. This is not just a flaw in our individual development, but a systemic feature of the world we live in. The powers that shape our societies, from governments to corporations to media giants, benefit from keeping us in this immature state. The systems we live in actively discourage independence, self-awareness, and deep thinking. Instead, they encourage us to seek external validation, follow easy answers, and avoid complexity. This infantilization is a powerful tool of social control. It keeps us distracted, emotional, and docile. The infantilization of society. What does it mean to be infantilized? It's not about physical age, it's about the mental and emotional state in which we are kept. Infantilization refers to the act of being kept in a state of dependence, whether that's on authority figures, external validation, or simple solutions. From a young age, we are conditioned to think in binary terms. We are told yes or no, good or bad, right or wrong, and anything in between is treated with suspicion. This simplified thinking is easier for systems of control to manage, but it keeps us from developing the critical thinking skills necessary to challenge the world around us. In schools, we are rewarded for conformity rather than inquiry. In the workplace, we are taught to follow orders rather than innovate, and in our personal lives, we are inundated with narratives that encourage us to stay in line rather than question the status quo. Psychological arrest, the role of the system. Our development as independent thinkers is not just a personal journey, it is a systemic issue. The systems that shape our lives, education, media, politics, and entertainment, are designed not to encourage personal growth, but to keep us in a state of arrested development. In education, we are often trained to memorize information instead of critically analyzing it. We are rewarded for compliance rather than creativity. Curiosity is often discouraged, and questioning authority is seen as rebellion. This creates a generation of people who may be intellectually advanced in terms of knowledge, but emotionally immature when it comes to navigating the complexities of the world. The media plays a major role in this process. Today's entertainment, news, and social media often reinforce simplistic narratives. Whether through sensationalized stories, celebrity gossip, or emotionally charged headlines, the media encourages us to react emotionally rather than thoughtfully. We are conditioned to feel rather than think. This creates a society of people who are driven by fear, anger, and confusion, rather than clarity, understanding, and reason. The benefits of infantilization for those in power. Why do those in power want us to stay emotionally and mentally immature? The answer is simple. It's easier to control people who cannot think for themselves. When we remain in a childish state, we are less likely to question authority, challenge systems of power, or seek out alternative narratives. In a world of infantilized minds, people are easily manipulated. They follow orders without question, accept superficial solutions, and consume narratives that serve the interests of those in control. This isn't by accident, it's by design. Governments, corporations, and media companies all benefit from keeping the public disempowered. When people are emotionally dependent, they are more likely to accept oversimplified solutions to complex problems. They are more likely to submit to authority, to consume entertainment instead of seeking knowledge, and to remain passive rather than active participants in shaping their world. Overcoming infantilization, the path to maturity. So how can we begin to break free from this state of infantilization? The first step is recognizing it for what it is, a systemic effort to keep us weak. Once we understand that we are being manipulated, we can begin to reclaim our mental and emotional sovereignty. This means learning to think critically. It means questioning assumptions, analyzing information, and rejecting easy answers. It means developing the emotional resilience to accept discomfort, complexity, and ambiguity. We must also learn to take responsibility for our own development. We can no longer afford to wait for authority figures or institutions to tell us how to think and feel. True maturity comes when we realize that we have the power to make our own choices, and that our choices are not shaped by others, but by our own beliefs, values, and reasoning. The role of media and society in overcoming infantilization. The media and society at large have an enormous influence on our development, but we are not helpless in the face of it. We can choose what to consume, question the narratives we are fed, and take responsibility for our own mental and emotional growth. By becoming aware of the ways in which we are infantilized, we can break free from these patterns. We can choose to reject emotional manipulation and instead seek out information that encourages critical thinking and emotional maturity. We can take ownership of our own development and reject the easy answers that are often given to us. Reflect. Aha moment questions. How often do I accept simple answers without critically evaluating them? In what areas of my life do I feel emotionally dependent on external validation? How can I start developing my critical thinking skills today? What role does media play in shaping my emotional responses? And how can I become more aware of this influence? How can I start questioning authority in a way that promotes personal growth rather than rebellion? Thanks for listening. If you found this chapter thought-provoking, consider hitting like, subscribing to the channel, and turning on notifications so you don't miss the next part of the journey. For deeper research, real-world examples, and additional insights, visit the blog at thegoodquestionseries.com. The link is in the description. Your support means a lot and helps keep these explorations going.